Welcome back, Grisha. Oh, how was recruit training?
Boring.
Ha, but necessary, Comrade Sergeant. Those recruits will soon be needed. Товарищи! It's good to see you all here today. And it will be even better to see you soon breaking through that wall! Then we'll teach those NATO dogs how to fight! They thought they could bully us into submission! They thought we'd give way and fall! But today, we'll show them that the Red Army bows to no one! Today, we'll show them the might of the Soviet Union!
Welcome. I see you are here in glorious Soviet Union to discuss how communism has benefited workers threefold. Ignore that. That is quality Soviet engineering, finest on planet, made by a malnourished kulak worker. Oh, kulak, they no longer. There's many good things about communism, like only good leader can speak. Only leader can speak for his best part. Yes. I believe very, very strongly that it should be purely me speaking. Yes, yes. The kulaks are getting rowdy again.
So, tell me about how many civil liberties we have here.
We have many celebrities. We have Joseph Stalin, Gorbachev, someone who won't shut up outside. The kulaks, of course. Don't look over that dead. Yes, but we have very many. If you look around, you can see this is a Soviet. Very many.
I said civil liberty, not celebrity.
Oh, civil liberty. Well, I'm having a hard time. You do not hear about them often. You might take them for granted, but
Is it true you were one of 8 countries that refused to sign the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? Of the 8 countries that abstained from the signing of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 6 were communist and the other 2 were Saudi Arabia and South Africa. 3/4 of the countries that refused to sign the Universal Declaration of Human Rights were communist. And then there's Saudi Arabia, which
this is our policy on human rights. If you read it here, you can see that it says westernized propaganda is not allowed in Soviet Union. Yes.
I see.
I think Mao did something of the same thing. He is good leader. That was human rights pages. Yes.
Oh. So what do you, as the great communist leader, think about glasnost and giving the people the ability to criticize you?
Terrible! Absolutely awful! Bobrikov, what do you think about glasnost?
It's great.
Did Did you say it's great, Bobrikov?
Yes, yes, it is great.
Bobrikov, I'm sorry. And the one who enjoys glasnost is pretty westernized, yes, but glasnost, terrible policy. Awful. Horrible. Glasnost. An event that occurred in 1986. Mikhail Gorbachev allowed the open criticisms of the Soviet government and system by the people of the country. You see, this was fairly significant, as glasnost is a pretty good way of highlighting how the Soviet Union had almost no basic rights for citizens. 5 years before its collapse. 5! And they were allowed open criticisms of the system and the government. Basic liberties were highly limited. The only way that the communists ever gained power, and could gain power, is by restricting the rights of the common people, who they are supposed to be helping.
Okay, next item on the list. Have you heard of a book from 1516 called Utopia?
No, I cannot read.
Oh, well, Shane, let me give you a brief summary. Basically, it is a book that details communism before communism exists. Is it true this book is good?
Yes, it details communism, yes? Does it detail it in good light, yes?
Yeah. Utopia is a work of socio-political satire. The book describes a working communist society, but due to the fact that the book is satirical in and of itself, disproves the fact that communism works. One of the few working communist systems, and it's in a book that is meant to be a joke. The name itself, although most people believe it's meant to be like a perfect place, the title itself means no place, or nowhere. So the one working communist society, and it's in a satirical book titled Nowhere. So in this book, it details, it details the many benefits of communism, like forced labor and
yes,
and
my favorite.
and
if you want, I can take you to the mines out the back where we
and
force enemies of the state to labor
the
endlessly.
the inability to walk without a pass. Is this true? We have these as well.
We have forced labor, but the pass, I'll have to think about that. That's a great idea, though. Yes.
You said you were going to give me a tour of the labor camp.
Yes, I will. We will now be visiting Labor Captain's room. It appears he's out today.
I thought you were the labor captain.
No, I am not Labor Captain. I merely send Oh, wait, Bobrikov, you're a Labor Captain.
Da.
It looks like we'll be interviewing Bobrikov.
So, how many civil liberties do the workers here have?
I have many civil liberties. Many.
Right, Bobrikov?
D-
You have many civil
You have many civil liberties, but what about the workers here?
You see, the workers.
Bobrikov, psst, come here, Bobrikov.
Yes, the workers. They have many civil liberties as well. Yes, many liberties.
I see. Okay, let me
Bobrikov.
access my papers here. Is it true that kulaks and Cossacks up and disappear once they reach the camp?
We do not racially profile in these camps at all. This is a 100% non-racial. Now you'll answer some of my questions. Report.
No! Biat!
How many pickaxes does it
Where are you
take?
thinking? I don't know!
You're about to find out.
No!
Labor here for the rest of your days, reporter.
Do I get any financial aid? Any insurance?
You do
What
not
about
get any
what,
financial aid.
what about workers' comp? Or what about the right to live?
He has none.
You know how many rights you have? 0. And you want to know what right you don't retain? the right to life. Perestroika was an economic reform in the Soviet Union. This reform was to restructure their economy to compete with the economies of countries like West Germany and other European nations. This is a very clear testament to the ability of communism to ravage an economy. Germany, just half of it, had recovered from the most catastrophic and deadly conflict in human history, alongside a switch in the governing power, and had exceeded the Soviet Union's economic power. As well, Japan, a country which had 2 cities vanish from the face of the earth, had an economy that also exceeded the power of the USSR. Both of these countries, both of them ravaged by the war, managed to exceed the economic output of the USSR in little more than 25 years. A true testament to the capitalist system compared to the failure of the inferior communist scheme.
All right. So look at this, the perfect communist system where every horseshoe crab has equal amounts. Every horseshoe crab is well satisfied, except that one, who has nothing left with his life and runs away to the mines because he can't do anything. Now, also under the communist system, we have the top 1% of supporters and officials who are ravaging in their massive...
برا الحزن البغض والزوارة برا الفزد الحزن ما بقى امان برا العطش والناس منحوسين برا الحرمة الظلم والعبودية برا نشفوا الميدان هلكوا الأوراق برا النجوم تفضل قد الشمس برا ما بقى خير لا سعادة ولا زهر برا ما بقى الشجرة سكتوا الطيور برا ما بقى ليل نهار غير الظلمة برا الجهنم ما بقى الزين برا اكتر الزمان ما بقات حرمة برا الفسق الحرب الدم تسيل برا غير الحيطان واقفين برا الخوف والناس ساكتين برا الحزن البغض والزوارة برا الفسق الحزن ما بقى امان برا نشفوا الودان هلكوا بحورات برا النجوم تفاضل كت الشمس وقت الحزن ما بقى امان. برا برا نجم الفضل ضحكة الشمس. برا برا ما بقى غير السعادة ولا السهر. برا برا ما بقى الجوع سكتوا الطيور. برا برا ما بقى ليل نهار غير الظلمة. برا برا ربنا جهنم ما بقى زين. برا برا أكتر زمان ما بقى